Hi everybody, I'm Karen Gibbs, Creative Director of Batiks by Northcott, and I'm coming to you live from the studio today. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Last couple of weeks I've had a couple of things going on that conflicted with this, and I do try and do these live each Thursday so we can talk about batiks. Batik, right? I love my batiks. So are you getting outside? Are you getting into the garden? We've got a collection here that a lot of the sales reps from Banyan Batiks are showing their stores right now. So if you are a consumer, that means if you are a quilter and you're going to go ask for it in your quilt shop, you're not going to find it yet. Okay, it doesn't arrive into your quilt shop until next year, but that's only if you ask them to bring it in. Remember, the quilt shop owners have a lot to look through and a lot to figure out what they want to bring in to showcase for you. So I'm trying to inspire today, and I'm going to give you a little bit of how this is made, the process, because I always find it fascinating. I think you do too. And then, of course, why can't you make some interesting pillows out of this? Or what types of things would you make out of this? So you've got to let me know, okay? We've got videos that are going to be posting. We've got some photos that are going to be posting as we go because I kind of want you to understand the process. First of all, you guys are familiar with luster. Luster is one of my essentials for Banyan Batiks, and it's got 5 different layers of processes going on in it. But one of them is how I use the bleach process, okay? And that's what is played up very much in this, okay? It all starts with a sketch, yes. And here is the sketch, right? That's the sketch that I did for this particular batik, okay? We downsized it a little bit to fit into the 8.5 inch or the 20 centimeter kind of square, all right? But there's something else going on in that, and it's the bleaching process, all right? And you can see here, I have the headers. These are all the different colorways right here, but I think on this one, you can see it really pretty well, and the big one right there. But you can see kind of veining in there, all right? I don't know, we're getting a close-up for you, but you can kind of see the veining right in there. How did I go about doing that? What I did is I used 2 different ways of doing this, okay, or 2 different processes. First, I put the color down. So the motif color that's inside of the leaves, when I say motif, it's inside of the leaves or the dots or something like that. I put that color down, okay? That's your first color. And normally you would put the chop with the wax on it and hold that color. But instead of doing that, I said, hold on a second. Let's put the veining on there through a screen with bleach. Okay, so we took a screen just like I was doing in that luster video that should be loading. It takes forever, but you're pushing it through a hand-done screen, all right? So I can get quite a bit of detail in there by doing that. And it doesn't bleach all the way to white. You can see it doesn't bleach all the way to white. But what it does is it gives me a little bit of detail in the dots and in the leaves. Then once that's dry, then I go ahead and I put the wax on to hold that color down with the chop, okay? So I put the wax on to hold that color down and the veining in there, all that cool stuff that's going on, okay? And then we bleach it out. The background part is bleached out where this orange is on here, where the pink is, where the coral is, okay? Where the goldenrod color is, that's bleached out. And then we apply the background color. So I just kind of mixed it up a little bit and I applied something else, all right? Or I tried something else with this and it's really, I love it. It's beautiful, it's successful. And you can see, I just posted in the comment section, I posted a little bit of photos from the process. The sketch, how it goes to put in repeat. And then once the repeat's done, how it then gets transferred into making a chop, right, which takes about 20 days. And then there's also a photo of the wax on white, okay? Remember, I always like to see the wax on white with the batiks, because that gives me an idea of how it's repeating. Does it interlock really well? Is there enough negative space? This one, there's hardly any negative space. You can see this whole thing here, and that's what I like about it, the intensity of the motif. So when you go to cut it up, the motif is really what's prominent. It's not the background necessarily, okay? And then you start to think, okay, how can I play with color with this one? Right? How do you play with color? Can you do a high contrast like this? You know, we've got the brown in here. Can you do it as a multi? I think this one right here, it's a subtle multi right in here. You've got your grays, you've got kind of your wine colors in there, you've got green in there. And that's all done with the first process of color. Then the bleach is applied, okay? Then the wax is applied. Then it's bleached out, the background, and then the background's applied. Lots of processes, but when you start to mix it up and layer the processes, that's how you get your unique batiks, okay? The botanical collection is showing to stores right now. So we just had, I wasn't here last week, well actually I was in a sales meeting with the sales reps explaining the different processes. And that's, they just went out on the road with these. These are the headers that they get to showcase to the quilt shop owners. And there's projects in there as well. A lot of project designers have worked with our batiks, our banyan batiks, and put them into quilts to inspire the quilt shop owner to bring them to you, the consumer. But if you really like this, make sure you reach out to your quilt shop owner and let them know that you want to see the Color Me Banyan Botanicals collection. And tell me what you'd like to do with this. I thought pillows would be just fantastic. Kind of a very home deck look with this, I think. There's a project in there, Starlight, Star Bright, I really like, by Marloose Designs. And that one's fantastic because it's got plays a lot with negative space, and really that's the botanicals shine, okay? So I'm Karen Gibbs. You are in Karen Gibbs for the Love of Batiks. I'm the creative director of Banyan Batiks by Northcott. And this is our part of our spring release.